Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match pint, the only West Ham United post-match football show on the internet. We've just come back from Goodison Park virtually, where it was Everton 0, West Ham 1. Scott, take us through the starting lineup.
Yeah, changes again. Obviously, Fabianski withdrawing right before kickoff, so Randolph winning goal. Kufal, Dawson continuing after coming on, starting the game against Southampton, alongside of Bonner. Creswell left back, Rice and Souček the holding midfield pair. Benrahma, Fornals and Bowen supporting Hilaire up top.
Pretty much the lineup we've been asking for, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
I think that's the lineup we should have started the Southampton game with, to be honest with you. But...
Yeah, well, it is what it is, you know what I mean? But, he put his marker down early and said, after the Brighton game, and said, look, we've got a lot of games coming up in a short amount of time. We've got to start to sort of like manage the squad. And to be fair, if he said 5 points before them run of games, you'd have snatched someone's hand off of that, wouldn't you? Surely.
Yeah, especially the way Southampton and Everton have been this season.
Well, I think if you'd have been offered a point before today's game, you'd have had their arm off it. You know, Scram we typically don't do very well at.
Yeah, it was one of them. I think against Southampton, defensively solid today. Defensively solid. We're getting a real solidity around the team. We're getting a real positivity around the team. And what a signing Souček's been, because he's got to be up there for one of the best midfielders in the league at the minute.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, the team spirit it looks fantastic. You know, watching from the virtual stands, you can see there's a real good team spirit there, and we're something we haven't been for a good few years now. It's difficult to beat. Even against Brighton, we didn't play particularly well. Southampton game, like you say, we were solid defensively. So we're picking up point. We picked up points in a couple of games where we didn't play as well as we know we can. And I like that about us at the minute. We're you get a real feeling, no matter who we're playing, that we can get something out of the game.
That's the thing. It's like with Souček today. When you look at him, like defensively, he was brilliant today. Like he won his individual battles. When Rice went forward, Rice got forward quite a bit today, and he was there covering in and helping out the centre halves. And it's crazy how that one player coming into the side has complemented Rice's game. And freed Rice up to do different things and become a better player. And you just can't knock his performances. He has a quiet game, but he's still there. He puts in the odd challenge here and there. That's the key challenge, or he pops up with a goal. They're calling him. He's Moyes' new version of Fellaini, but I think he's by far a better player overall than what Fellaini ever was.
Listen, over the last couple of years, mate, there's a few things that we've lacked, and we've identified that we've lacked them. We've lacked a fullback of decent standard, like a right back at least. Look, I'm not going to knock Zabaleta. Zabaleta was a solid professional, but he gave us a good season, and then he was done. You know what I mean? Like, because age caught up with him. Like we've lacked them two, really active wing backs or right back. Like they're right and left backs that basically play like wing backs nowadays, don't they? We've lacked that, and we've lacked a real box to box midfielder. And not only have we found them, but we found a box to box midfielder that's got an eye for goal. Right, and first bit of pussy you've had in a while.
Try to feel tip the waitress.
We've found one of that's got an eye for goal, and I don't think it's a coincidence that since these two come in, our energy levels have risen, because they are two model professionals.
Yeah, that's it. You look at Kufal again today. I don't see players get past him. Do you know what I mean? Going on the old when they're up against him 1-on-1, I fancy him all the time. He always seems he reads what they're going to do, and he's just such a breath of fresh air for right back. You know, as I said, Zabaleta was quality. He's one of the best right backs ever to grace the Premier League, but he's.
I don't know about that.
Oh, Zabaleta was quality.
He was Zabaleta in his prime, mate.
He was a top quality player. I know he probably. But yeah, no, Soufal is slowly becoming one of the better right backs in the league. You know, as I said, he's been up against some top players and he's stuck with them. And you know, nobody's made him look really silly.
There's no.
I think them two are detriment to what we're doing this season. I think their hard work echoes through the league. I mean, defensively, last 2 games. We've been absolutely rock solid. I don't think we could have been playing them 2 games up to now. The Southampton game, I don't think Southampton would have scored, and I don't think Everton would have either. We've just had them.
You know, I know a lot of people when he eyebrows were raised when he was put in the side, but I think Dawson the last 2 games been fantastic.
I think it's his organisation.
Yeah.
You look at him. You look at the way he put. Like, if you listen to that, like. I watched bits and pieces because somebody said it on another channel and I watched it and I thought to myself, because we don't get to hear that, you know, because when we're doing the watch-alongs and all that, and you just listen to the way he's commanding people, the way he's telling people where to be, made Fredericks look fucking world class. I didn't think that was possible. But you know, the way he's telling people where to be, who to pick up, where they should be picking up, telling Declan Rice come in a little bit, push out a little bit. Yeah, he had them 2, you know, against Southampton. He had them 2 sort of misdemeanors where. I think Ings skipped past him a bit too easily for the goal that they scored that was offside, and I think he gave one away. But apart from that, I don't know how you can knock him. But I've heard rumours and rumblings from behind the scenes that he's a real captain-like figure, and he's got no problem with organising and all that. And I think at times that's what we lack.
And he's come in and he's added that captain leadership to the back line, you know, because Bonner has been absolutely outstanding, and again today he was phenomenal at the back. You know, won his tackles. But Dawson coming in, we've now got organisation from the back line. You've got captain there now. You've got the captain in the midfield as well with Rice and Souček as well. The performance that he gives in is, you could say it's captain-esque performance-wise, and we're just organised all over the place. And to sit there and think, you got to feel a bit sorry for Balbuena. You know, he goes out because of squad rotation against Southampton, and he ain't going to get his place back at the moment. You know, and credit to Dawson. He's waited his time. Everyone was knocking him, thinking he weren't good enough, and he stepped in. And let's be honest, probably defensive-wise, him and Oggy should have been man of the match for the Southampton game, and he must have been in a shout for it tonight as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a worry in the first half when he went down.
That was weird.
I couldn't see.
I mean, the way he went down, he looked like he was done for. Yeah. No one around him, so it wasn't an impact injury. I thought, he's gonna have to go off here.
Yeah.
But I don't know what happened. I don't know whether he just needed a little bit of a rest or whatever, because 5 minutes later he's back on and he's putting performance here. I just thought, like, he's got to be done. There's no one around him. He goes down, and he was down for a long time.
Yeah. And he didn't. When he went down, he didn't move. I'm wondering if he just jarred his knee.
Yeah, maybe.
You know that one when you sort of like you flick your knee out, like you flick it out, and you get that pain, shooting pain in your knee. And maybe he thought he'd done something even harder, you know, even worse. And but credit to him, just got up and stayed down for a few minutes, good bit of time wasted, and got on with it.
And then put an absolute shift in.
That's it.
I think Bonner was man of the match. I think he was brilliant.
Bonner was like a brick wall, mate. He was like a brick wall.
Bonner was immense. He was immense today.
He's like a fine wine. I'm telling you, he's getting better and better with age.
He is.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and it said that I think the players coming in around him are complimenting him as well. You know, he's made Balbuena. We know from previous, he wasn't brilliant, but he got his chance in the side, lined up against Oggy, and them two looked unbeatable. And now, as I said, Balwani, you've got to feel a bit sorry for him now.
But it's a good headache to have, isn't it?
Diop looks far away. I mean, you're talking about someone that was £60 million. We was laughing at £60 million bids a few years ago, saying that, like, we've never. He looks a million miles away from the side at the minute.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, that's a good thing in a way, because he's got a lot of potential there, but he's still got a lot of learning to do. We've got to remember he's only 22. So he's still got learning, and he's got good. If he pays attention, he's got good players around him to learn from now. He's just watch Ogbonna. You want to learn a game, watch Ogbonna. Because like you said, he's just getting better and better with age.
Yeah. I agree. I do agree.
I think he's got to be in shape for Hammer of the Year so far, hasn't he? I think. Well, there's a few names in the I think for
Souček got to be in there, mate. If he ain't, I'll be very surprised. If he ain't, I'll be very, very surprised.
Yeah, you got to be looking for that. You're going to say Soufal, because he hasn't really put a foot wrong since he's come in. Souček's been brilliant. Ogbonna's been brilliant, and Declan Rice as well. So all four of them, performance-wise, week in, week out, I don't think we've really seen any of them dip below a 7 out of 10.
No, I think you're right.
But I mean, it was not a lot really talk about in the first half, was there? Not really a lot.
I'll be honest with you. All through the game, I never felt threatened by them.
No.
I never felt threatened. Like, I mean, a couple of months ago now, we played them at Goodison in the cup, and they looked dangerous. They looked, they looked like they was going to do that. I never felt they was going to score. Never. Not for the whole of, not just the first half of the game. So I thought to myself, like, I felt sort of quite comfortable going forward and thinking to myself, like, we could get one here somehow. We could get one here somehow. And I think it was a slice of luck, the goal in the second half. But it is what it is, isn't it? I think it was. I don't think it was a cross. I think it was a misplaced shot.
A bit like
it was going to goal, but
like what Chelsea done the other week.
Yeah,
but Souček, he was alive to the ball. He was the only one that reacted, really, wasn't he? So
he was poaching, wasn't he? He was getting himself in the right position. He was like you said when I spoke to you, Gray, beforehand. He was the only player moving forward. And that's a poacher's instinct in a way. Get into a position where you think the ball may be going. And it was a bit like the chance in the first half. I think it was the first half when Creswell sort of had that shot come across that just missed someone.
I don't think we have enough players that gamble like that.
No.
I mean, I don't think we have enough players that sort of take that sort of like leap of faith and try and get in on the back. Haller frustrates a lot that at me.
I mean, that effort where Rice fizzed it across.
If he'd done that, if he sort of tried to ghost in the back like that, because the amount of times we get him flashing across the back post, if he just kept himself on that back post and ghosted in every time, he'd get more goals.
Yeah, like the chance Graham's talking about is where the free kick where
Rice fizzed it across.
Haller was the only one there going in at the back post, and he was unlucky. He was about a foot too short from getting there, and you are right. He needs to be putting himself into them positions more often. But the problem is that we don't get crosses into the box that quick enough to be able to do that sometimes. We delay our cross, and that causes the strikers then in two minds what to do.
Yeah, I do understand, because they'll be offside if they keep them going.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I didn't think he had a bad game today, Haller.
Yeah, I don't think he's been so bad the last couple of games, really.
I don't. To say he didn't have a bad game, I think he's quite detriment to what he's done, because he done nothing, to be fair. So that means like nothing is better than what he's done before, which is, I think it just sums up him in a West Ham shirt, to be quite honest with you. Like he did nothing. He laid it off a few times. No, done nothing.
Well, no, I mean the problem is we get the ball up to him and then we don't really get up quickly enough to support him.
But that's the way we play.
If you're being asked to play the lone striker, that's what you need, people getting round you.
That's the thing. It's because Antonio does so much more off the ball. We comparing Haller to Antonio each time, and you're not
different players. They're two different players.
That's it. But when Haller did try and link up the play, I'm with you, Nick. He isn't aggressive enough a lot of the time, and I think that's the problem. He needs to be enough.
I've seen more aggressive Teletubbies, mate.
Yeah, and that's the biggest downside to his game. He's not aggressive enough, but he worked hard off the ball today. He was chasing down defenders, but I said he isn't Antonio. He hasn't got Antonio's pace, and I think a lot of the time because Antonio's so quick, he closes down players a lot quicker than what you would see Haller do it, and that's why Haller knows when he's not going to get to a player to close him down because he knows he's not quick enough, where Antonio will get there and will cause defenders more and more problems.
I think he's had enough here. And that's what I think. I just got that feeling he's had enough. He's just thinking to himself like, I'm not saying he's not trying his hardest or whatever, but I just think he just feels like it's not the right. Yeah, it's just not the right fit for him. It's not the right fit for the club. Probably. If a bid comes in, I think we'd accept it, to be quite honest with you. And
I'll be honest. I think if you are right, if somebody comes in for him in this window, they will probably let him go. And we'll be crazy to do that because obviously then we won't bring no one in to replace him. And we'll just be praying that Antonio doesn't get injured. And the fact that he's having to sit on water bottles, hot water bottles on his hamstrings when he's sitting on the sub bench, just worries the hell out of me.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, against Southampton when he come on, he looked like a couple of times late on, he could have had like a knock and a go, but he looked like he was holding back a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like you say, that's the worry.
Yeah, I think it's that thing where he doesn't want to let himself sort of explode, sort of thing. He's got that explosive pace about it, and I think he's holding back. He doesn't want to. He wants to test it out. He wants to get minutes under his belt before he sort of explodes into a full pelt sprint. I think. There was a time when the ball went down the left early on when he come on, and I thought, if he had opened up, he probably would have beaten the fullback there, but he didn't, and he didn't then chase the ball down either. And I just think he's just working himself in. He's making sure he's confident in his hamstrings before he does open up and start playing at full pelt.
Yeah.
But I think that's fair enough. He spent a lot of time. He came back and he spent another month injured. So
exactly,
he knows his body more than anyone else.
Yeah, and I think he's enjoying being the focal point of this side at the moment. He is the one. He is the one at the moment the fans want to see playing. He is the one, and I think he's enjoying that. And I think that's boosting him confidence-wise. And we're getting that extra bit out of Antonio because of the hype that he's getting. I wouldn't say Antonio's got an ego, but I think he's feeding off of all the hype around him, and it's driving him to be better and get better.
Anyway, summary: really good result. Really good result.
Yeah, fantastic result.
A couple of more things to talk about. It is January. I think it's slipped under a lot of people's radar. Happy New Year, everyone.
New Year.
But the window's open. Can we make more additions? Can we sell someone? Can we buy someone? Do we need to sell to buy? Who would you sell to buy?
Well, when you look at it, we were sitting here thinking 2 games ago we were going, Dawson's going to go and all this. Do we? Obviously, Reedy will probably go now, whether someone will take him.
Apparently, he's coming back.
Well, that's the thing. So if he's coming back, are we going to let Diop go? Or are we going to send Diop out on loan? That could be a move if they're looking to bring Reed back in. I think Snodgrass...
he's going to be the same player. He's not going to be the same player, though, is he, that we remember?
Yeah, I think Snodgrass may go, probably out on loan, because he's only got 6 months left of his deal, hasn't he?
I think Snoddy will go to West Brom, but I would like if we could send Diop out on loan to a West Brom or something. I think that would benefit him massively playing week in week out. To be honest,
Yeah, and that's the thing. These sending a player like Diop out on loan to a team like West Brom, where he's going to get game time, is going to toughen him up a bit. And to be fair, Allardyce going to an Allardyce side is going to improve him defensively. You know what Allardyce is all about. He likes building from the back in. A lot like what we're seeing with Moyes, with the structure of the two banks of four and all that. So it'll help Diop fit into the Moyes way of playing by going and working with someone like Sam Allardyce.
No, I think so. I think there's a few players that can sort of ship out the squad, but we've got to make sure we replace them. And I think that's where I think that's why we was moaning so much in the last transfer window. We didn't replace. Well, we didn't buy what we needed at the time, which was certainly a centre forward. That's priority. I think if we get out a centre forward, someone that can hit the ground running, someone. Obviously, he's not available, but someone like, when we bought Ashton, who just had that instant impact. If we can find someone like that from the Championship or whatever, fucking hell, man, we could have a chance of fucking finishing in the Champions League places.
This is the thing, and when you look at Championship sides at the moment, no one's really, if they've got a goal scorer in their side, they're not going to want to let them go. So you've got to be sort of praying around the teams that are financially vulnerable at the moment, or looking at players that have only got 6 months left on their contracts. They're the players that you're going to be able to get hold of. And if there's someone that fits the bill, then that's what you're doing. There's some. The funny thing is, when you look at the sort of players that can be out contracted at the end of the season, there's some top quality players in there, but a lot of them are over 30, and obviously they're only going to be coming to us for a big payday.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
That's the thing. It's just finding the right fit, and I don't think we can afford to let anybody go at the moment unless we've got replacements lined up to come in.
What did you make of David Moyes' comments yesterday about having the worst recruitment in the league and wanting to improve it?
It's good. It's good that you can be honest.
Yeah, it was what we've known for a while, really, isn't it? So.
Well, the thing is, I think we've been saying it. A lot of people were slating us. I think that's a lot of the the gripes about the board getting the sack the sack. You can't sack the board, but the protests and things is that the behind the scenes the club's run as a shambles, and every time someone says anything, everyone's like, "Oh, you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing," and all of this sort of thing. Like, how can you say that? You don't know what goes on. It's been confirmed. I think it's the worst kept secret in the fucking league. We're a shambles behind the scene. But he seems to be taking it upon himself to sort all that out.
Let's be honest, mate. Detriment to him, it's brilliant to see, because you don't see managers trying to sort the behind the scenes stuff out anymore. And
it's quite out of fashion, really, isn't it? In a way.
And that's what.
Do you think he'd seen that what's going on behind the scene and thought, fucking hell, like this really needs sorting out? Like, I ain't got a fucking clue here.
I think he kept us up last season, and I think he's gone round and turned around and said to them, look, I've done the job that you brought me in to do. Let me run the football. Stay out of it. Don't get involved. Let me do what I want to do. Let me build what I want to build. And that seems to be what he's doing at the moment.
Where do you think we would be if we'd have kept him the first time?
It's hard to say, because players, you've got to look at a lot. Us staying up last season, the arrival of Souček, in a way, Sullivan will have you believe he was his signing. To be fair, I think he's a Moyes signing because he's a Moyes type of player, and it's whether them players were on the radar at that time. That's the thing. You've got the player Bowen, bringing Bowen in, bringing Souček in. That's what, and the movement of Antonio up top. That's what propelled us going forward to the position we're in now. You go back to when he was here before, right? We had Arnautovic, but with Arnautovic, would that have happened anyway? And I think it would have done, whether Moyes was still here or not. Whether Moyes was on or whether it was Pellegrini. The Arnautovic saga still would have happened. The injury to Fabianski still would have happened. Right? Maybe we wouldn't have seen Roberto going in goal, but Do you know what I mean? This is the tough thing, because it's the players that he would have brought in at the time and things like that, mate.
Yeah, the Burnley flashback there.
Yeah, you could sit here and say that under Moyes we may have been better off, but you just don't know. It's just tough.
Do you know what? Do you think maybe we'd have been where we are now, sort of the position we're in at the moment, but last year, and then looking to push on this year? Like, do you feel maybe we're a season behind what he would have built if we'd have kept him the first time?
Difference, isn't it? Because there's players here that weren't here before.
Mm.
You know, would we have had Sebastian Haller? Who knows? Would we have had Felipe Anderson? Probably not. You know, like players like that. What would they have given him to spend? Would he have spent it any wiser? It's all, you know, I suppose it's all relative. But we've got to, you know, we've got to just enjoy what he's doing at the moment. I think he's shoved a lot of people's criticism down their throat, and I think, you know, long live it. To be honest with you, but
you know, I'll tell you. And bearing in mind, he's seen as by a lot of people, I think he's seen as like a dinosaur of the game. I think we're playing some really good stuff.
Boys, I don't mean
some of the best stuff I've seen us play.
I know we'll be in a private messages, but I'm going to have to leave you to finish up here.
Yeah, go on, mate. Go.
Yeah.
Go on, mate. And then there were two.
So I've just I haven't seen what he said, but yeah, I know what's up. But yeah, when you look at what was we were saying about with Moyes, right? What was we saying? We talked about Moyes. What was you saying just before then? Sorry, Greg, go on.
No, I said like I know he's seen by a lot of people as maybe like a dinosaur of the game, or you know, a bit Allardyce-esque. But I think we're actually playing some really good football. You know, some of the best stuff I've seen us play for a while, for quite a while.
And that's the thing, you know, the last two games, the Southampton game and this game, you know, they weren't the most entertaining games of football. But you know, I've said this before, we never look at the game, and as much as we jumped on the criticism that he fully deserved against Brighton with the starting lineup that he put out there, right, we ended up getting a draw in that game, but that was a winnable game. That, like you said, if today's team goes out against Brighton, we probably win that game, you know. And as much as we criticised him for his things in, he stood up and he said, "Do you know what? I got that one wrong." Yeah. And then he did a bit better against Southampton. He's got it bang on tonight, and that's the thing. I've said this all the time. We criticise Moyes when he gets it wrong. We praise him when he gets it right. Tonight, we got it bang on from start to finish. The lineup was correct. The substitutions and the timing of the substitutions were almost perfect tonight. You know, and that's
like
Nicky
was saying.
Yeah,
I never felt Everton were gonna score.
No,
you know, I felt comfortable. Even going into injury time, that's normally when you start going, "Oh, God, here we go."
Well,
especially when the commentators go, "Oh, Randolph ain't had much to do today." I'm like, "Oh,
that's it." That's the old commentators curse, and that's the problem. You know, Pickford didn't really till the late on in the second half. Pickford didn't have a lot to do. You know, we had the free kick from Creswell, which he done well with. The chance that was straight at him for 4-0s, but I think they were our own 2 shots on target until the goal. And that's
saying I don't remember Everton having a shot on target second half.
I think they did, but Randolph was at the first half. He
did. Was it who's it? Is it the Corey? It ran straight at him, didn't he? I think.
Yeah, and I think in the first half there was Bernard had one as well, didn't he? That he tipped round the post, you know, which was good, especially considering he looked a bit injured in the first half. So that was a bit worrying. Losing Fabianski before the game, and then losing, and then him looking. I don't know whether it just because he obviously wasn't going to be starting, he was frustrating. Whether he was just trying to warm up or what, and loosen up a bit before he, you know, tried to have a full-on kick at the ball. But that again was a little bit worrying. And losing Fabianski to injuries, you know, it's always a worry. Fabianski's a quality keeper. But, you know, I think that's Randolph's first clean sheet in 3 seasons, I think. Since
club level? like club and
for us in the league, Premier League. You know what, mate?
Is he back?
Not well.
Nick, do you know what Fabianski? What happened to Fabianski? Do you know?
I've heard it's a groin. Called groin or something.
I suppose in a way he probably wasn't going to start against Stockport anyway, so he's got a good 2-week break now to rest and recover. So hopefully we see him back soon.
And Randolph's got a game under his belt before that game as well, because I'm guessing he would have put Randolph in anyway.
Yeah,
in the cup.
Said first game in 3 years, you're not going to turn your nose up at that, especially being chucked in at the last minute.
His kicking weren't great, was it, Randolph?
It was better second half. It was better second half.
Yeah, I was saying to Graham, I don't know whether it was because he was sort of put in
last minute.
Notice he hadn't warmed up properly.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only thing I can think of it being, because it did improve in the second half. Still wasn't brilliant, but it got a lot.
Happy boys tonight?
Very happy.
Very 3 games in a short space of time, unbeaten in all of them, and 2 clean sheets. Can't moan.
The thing is, mate, I think, you know, if it's down to when you look at taking 5 points from these 3 games, I think you'd have bit their hand off. It's just come in the wrong fucking order, as per West Ham, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think you really expected the win of Brighton, draw tonight, and draw against Southampton. You would have.
You'd have been hoping for them to.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd have been expecting anything, especially tonight. And to get 3 points tonight, it's just such a shame that he piss-balled about so much against Brighton, to be honest. But it is what it is. He's learned. It looks like he's made a mistake. He's learned from his mistakes.
Well, that's what I said to
look, we had 3 games coming up quick, you know, in quick succession. Got to rotate. You know, he's got to rotate the squad, hasn't he? So
I said to Graham when you were off air, I turned around and said to him, Moyes actually come out and held his hands up and admitted he got it wrong. You know, and that, a lot of respect for him doing it. A lot of respect for him doing it. But you know, big things now. Listen, we need to take this FA Cup seriously now. We're in a good position in the league.
We've got a chance to do something in this cup. We're solid. We're a solid side.
Yeah.
Villa have just equalised against Man United, by the way.
What's that?
Villa have just equalised against Man United.
Be a good game, that one, then.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us. For joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match. Thank you very much for everyone to join us in the chat. We can see comments, but we just normally have our say. We take comments all day. But thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Graham. Thank you, Scott. If you want to check us out on Patreon, go and check out our Patreon and link in the description down below. We've got merchandise, including this Claret Blue Army T-shirt. Yeah, West Ham Claret Blue Army. I've got you some in the cupboard, boys.
Yeah,
don't know what you like.
Yeah, you can't make up.
Yeah, including that. So yeah, keep your eye out for that. A link is in the description down below. Follow us on social media. Give this a thumbs up, a like, or whatever, wherever you're watching it tonight. Consider follow us on all of social media. If you're new around here, subscribe. Hit the notification button, and you'll be notified every time we go live. Other than that, one thing left to say. Come on, your irons.